Welcome back to part 2 of English with Joseph. Now I'm just turning off this thing now. If we have a closer look at this, you can see the texture is completely different from when we left. Now we had to give this a little bit longer than we thought we would, and the reason for that is because yes, you can see the other time it's actually taken an extra 20 minutes. I think it's because of the pot, and I also think it's because of this gas cooker. It's not really been consistent with boiling for 20 minutes. So anyway, you can see here that we now have a wonderful texture, and we just really have to beat it to get it to become a little bit thicker. I hope you're not looking at my belly moving there as I'm beating this. So what we're doing is we're just cooking this. But we're not cooking it, we've switched the heat off. We're just beating it to make it a little bit thicker before we put it into the tray. And once we put it into the tray, then we just leave it, and we leave it to harden. We don't need to worry about putting it in the fridge or anything like that. We just go away, forget about it, come back in a few hours, and then eat it. Alright? So you can see the colour is completely different here, and you can also see with beating it, it's really beginning to thicken up, ready to become hard when I pour it into the tray, you know. So it's very good, it's very good. So, for those of you who didn't see the first part of the video, just to let you know, we're cooking tablets today, cooking with Joseph rather than English with Joseph, okay? What we did is we used milk, butter, sugar and a can of condensed milk to create this, okay? We cooked it in a similar way that you would cook porridge. We had to add the sugar gradually to the milk and butter to stop it all burning, you know. And we then left it for 20 minutes. We felt it needed a little bit more, so we left it for a further 20 minutes to become 40 minutes. You can find the recipe for tablets anywhere really. It's very popular here in Scotland, and I suppose you could add other ingredients as well. I mean, you can see here that it really is thickened up. It really has thickened up, I should say. So here we are, just beating this. The colour now is completely dark, changed completely, and just another few moments and I'm going to put this into the tray, and then I'm going to forget about it. Just a moment. So I think that's just about as much as we're going to be able to do with beating it. So just another few minutes, another few stirs here. Maybe I should be a bit more rough with it. My problem is I'm a little bit soft, you know. When you sit on Skype all day telling people how to pronounce vowels, it makes you a little bit weak, you know. So when it comes to cooking, I need to give it a bit more force, you know, a bit more drive maybe, you know. Yeah, so it really is thickening now. But I'll tell you one thing, see, while I was making this, it was smelling absolutely delicious, because when it finally began to caramelize, it was really delicious, you know, so smelling delicious. So here we have it. I think that'll do it because it's thick enough now, it seems. So I'm just going to pour this into the tray. So, ooh, look at the mess. Oh, goodness. Here we are. There's plenty of it left. You have to make sure you don't leave it stuck in the bottom of the pan, and already you can see there that it's starting to harden. So that's exactly the texture that you want for it, you know. Yes, and already you can see that it's really beginning to harden up there. becoming like a bit of a cake. And let me just finish off this little bit, and then I'll say goodbye to you all while I go and watch it harden. Okay, so there we are. You can see there it's going a bit overboard, so I think I'll leave it at that, and I'll eat the scrapings from the pot later. So this is the end result. It's tablets. You can see it doesn't look very appetizing there, but I can assure you that once it's settled down, it'll be absolutely delicious. And what you do is you cut it into squares, and then you can keep it in an airtight box for as long as you want. Because there's so much sugar in it, as you know, sugar is a preservative, it won't actually go wrong. But it's quite messy, unfortunately, quite messy. So it's been lovely talking with you all here on Cooking with Joseph today, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So what I want to do with you, just finally, before we finish, is just tell you again what the recipe is, what we've made, and how it all works. Okay, so again, the ingredients we used butter. We used 55 grams of butter. I'm still confused about that because of the whole pound and ounces thing that we use here. We used 250 milliliters of milk, and then we used 900 grams, almost a kilogram of sugar. We then used some carnation milk. We call it carnation milk, but I think actually it's condensed milk, you know. So we used that as well, and we put it into this square tin here. You can see it's setting down. It doesn't actually look so nice here, purely because of the presentation. You know, purely because of the presentation. I think the problem is, when we put it in here, it was just a little bit too thick, because maybe we've beaten it too much, because it should have poured and then hardened, but it's actually became quite hard. But it doesn't matter, because we're going to cut it into bits anyway, so it'll be like little chunks for the children. It doesn't have to look perfect on the plate. But that's basically it. I'm sure you can manage to get it more artistically beautiful than I did, but it is hardening, which means it will be absolutely delicious. So that's all I want to say to you today. End result, presentation not the best, but still delicious because it's hardening. Alright, so it's been lovely, and I'll catch you all again very, very soon from Joseph's kitchen. Bye bye.